What new today? Hi everyone, we are here with your grammar book, the Grammar Hub for Grade 7 by Feathercap at your own learning platform Learn Forward, and we'll be learning about pronouns today, which is chapter 3 of your book. Excited? Let's start the journey. Let's see what you have to do. Read the story given below and underline all the pronouns. Let's quickly pick out the pronouns here. Let me check out your knowledge. The girls went to the mall with their mother. Okay, see, you have to pick out pronouns. There is not a pronoun here. Let's move ahead. Firstly, they stopped. Yes, good. They stopped and played games. Next, again, they wanted to check out the store with books. Next, they looked at the storybooks, art books and dictionaries. Again, while they were walking around, again they saw their teacher. No, children, there is not a pronoun, please. We'll be learning ahead, why not? And their neighbor and the librarian at the mall. Then the girls left and went home. So, which is the only pronoun you could pick out in this paragraph? It is only they everywhere, right? Why the words you said are not pronouns, we'll be learning ahead in this chapter. So, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is used in place of a noun. Pronoun, replace noun, you can say, okay? So, these are the words used in place of noun. But why do we use them? It is just to make just remove the borism from there. It is like you are repeating the same name. So, it becomes boring listening that name. So, we replace that name, that noun with some other word that becomes a pronoun. For example, let us read this. Kiara is a brilliant girl. Kiara is the favorite of all the teachers. All the teachers admire Kiara. If I say like this, so every time you are saying Kiara, 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 teachers. So to avoid this repetition, we use pronouns and we write it as Kiara is a brilliant girl. She. Now for whom am I using she? I am using she for Kiara. She is the favorite of all the teachers. Now I am saying all of them. So for whom am I using this word them? I am using for teachers. I could have said all the teachers, but to avoid repetition, I am saying all of them admire her. Whom do they admire? They admire Kiara. So again, in place of writing Kiara, I am using the word her. So all the words which are highlighted in blue, which are underlined here, they are pronouns, right? And you know, I have just pointed out girl, she is being used for Kiara. Similarly, them is being used for teachers. So these words, these nouns, Kiara, what is she being used for? It is being used for Kiara. This is called the antecedent, right? Similarly, them is standing for teachers. So the word for which a pronoun stands, you can say that way, that is called the antecedent. The noun for which a pronoun stands is called the antecedent. Fine. So can we move ahead? And we'll be doing the different kinds of pronouns. Okay. The first one is personal pronoun, which stands for a person, for a thing, right? It stands for places also, animals also. And we have three types, first person, second person, third person. But then we have two types of pronouns. One is, you can say they are the cases, like we did in nouns, the cases of nouns. Similarly, in pronouns, we have the pronouns, personal pronouns in cases. The first is the subjective case, the other is the objective case. So what are these subjective and objective cases? We are already introduced. Subjective stands for the doer of the action, that is the subject of the verb, and objective stands for the receiver of action, that is the object of the verb. So we'll be learning about personal pronouns in subjective as well as objective cases. So the three persons I was talking about in personal pronouns are first person, second person, third person, right? So what are the different personal pronouns? You know, we use the words he, she, it, they, them, you, I, we, us, me, all these and more, we use them as pronouns and they are all personal pronouns. So what are these three persons? Which pronouns out of these are put under first person, second person, third person? That means how do we categorize them into first, second, third person? Let's see. What is first person? First person means the doer of action, the speaker. Rather say not the doer, the speaker. Because whenever the speaker speaks about himself or herself, the speaker says I, me, words like that. And when he is in union with somebody, the speaker will say we, us, right? So first person pronouns are the pronouns that refer to the speaker. And then the second person stands for the listener. That means to whom you are talking. And the third person refers to somebody else about whom you are talking. The speaker is talking, that is first person. I am talking to you, you are the second person. I am talking about her, so she is the third person. This is what do we mean by first, second, third person. Now in these three persons we have just, I told you, subjective case and objective case. Subjective means the doer, the subject of the verb. Objective case means the receiver, the object of the verb. Like I is in subjective case. I gave you my book and you gave me the notebook. So me is the receiving now. So that is why I changes into me in objective form. This is the meaning of subjective and objective. But the second person remains you in both the cases, right? Now coming to third person, when we talk about a boy, it is he, girl is she, and for places and things, we use it, right? So this is in the subjective case. When we talk about it in objective case, he becomes him, she becomes her, and it remains it. It is my dog, I feed it every day. I take it for a walk every day. So it remains it. Now this was in singular. When we talk about the pronouns in these three persons in plural form, I becomes we in subjective case, us in objective, but you remains the same in plural. And for all these, he, she, it in plural, we use they as the subject and them as the object. So this was about personal pronouns, which you know earlier also. Now let's do an exercise, fill in the blanks with personal pronouns. Tarun is a good boy. Do you like? Now see, I am talking to somebody about Tarun. I am not Tarun, you are not Tarun. I am talking about somebody. So it becomes third person. So what will you use for Tarun? Tarun is a good boy. Do you like him? It is an objective case. Coming to next, Vishal and Heather. Now we are talking about two. It becomes plural. Are brilliant students. Dash have won many medals. Now again, we are talking about those two students. So that refers to third person plural. That means it will be they. Next, Dad should speak the truth. Who should speak the truth? I am referring to the person I am talking to. So I said, you should speak the truth. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. So you should speak the truth. Please give opinion on these topics. So if I am asking for the opinion, I am saying, please give me opinion on these topics. Next, the book belongs to dash, bought dash at the book fair. This book belongs to me. You can say this book belongs to you also. You can say this book belongs to me, and full stop should be there. I bought, what did you buy? I bought it at the book fair. So here you have two blanks, children. Two different pronouns will be used. One will be the end of the first sentence. The second is the beginning of the second sentence, right? So I hope this is clear to you. The three persons in the personal pronouns. Okay. Now coming to next is possessive pronoun. What does the word possession means? Possession means belongingness. If you give an answer to the word whose, that gives you pronoun, but not every time. How? You have to remember that the pronoun that shows possession tells you possession, gives you the possessive pronoun, but it should not be followed by an adjective. That is very important, children. So, the different personal pronouns, in the first person, it is mine, and in plural, it is ours. In second person, it is yours, not your. Okay, and here it is not my, it is not our, it is ours, mine, yours. I'll tell you the difference. Third, his is the same, but her is not the personal pronoun. It is hers, which is the personal pronoun. Theirs is the personal pronoun. Got it? But what is the difference? Why am I saying my is not personal pronoun, your is not personal pronoun? They are also the words referring to possession. They also given an answer to whose. But students, they are possessive adjectives, right? We'll be learning ahead about them. See, what is a possessive adjective? Possessive adjective are the same words that give an answer to whose, just like possessive pronouns. But the words are different. Mine becomes my. Now, how do you make out the difference? His remains the same. What you have to remember is the possessive adjectives are always followed by a noun. If I say this is my book, whose book am I talking about? This is my book. So, what is the word showing possession? My. Very good. But what you see here, students, after the word my, what is this word? It is a, yes, it is a book. But which part of speech it is? It is noun. It is the name for a thing. So, this is a noun. So, when the words which give an answer to whose, which show possession, they are followed by a noun immediately, such words are adjectives. They are not pronouns. Okay. But if the same sentence I say like this book is mine. Now, in this sentence, which word gives you an answer to the question whose? Mine. Yes. Now, what do you see? Is there a noun after it? No, there is no noun. So, this is a pronoun. Okay. So, whose, the words showing possession, if they are followed by a noun, they are adjectives, not pronouns. That is why mine is the pronoun, not my. Yours is the pronoun, not your. Okay. So, this is the difference. And what you have to remember is when we talk about the possessive pronouns, yours, we are not using apostrophe there. That is also very important. Yours, hers, theirs, ours, no apostrophe will be used. Fine. Please remember these points. Now, let's do an exercise to check what you have learned. Fill in the blanks with suitable possessive pronouns. Yes. And what you have to remember, they should not be followed by noun. Swati went to her house and I went to, she went to her house, we were together, and I went to mine. Yes. He showed us a robot and said it was, because he showed it. So, to whom did it belong? It belonged to him. So, said it was his. Next, this dress is too large for Namita. It is not. If it is too large for her, that means it does not belong to her. So, it is not hers, not her. It is not her frock, her dress, we can say. That will be an adjective. But here we will say it is not hers. Rohan showed Venkat an eraser and said, is it? You are asking, you are showing and you are asking. So, he said, is it yours? Yes. Next, I spend my pocket money on toys. My sister spends her pocket money. So, that means she spends hers. Hers is the pronoun here. When guests come, my parents sleep in my room. The guests sleep. Where do the guests sleep? They sleep in the room of your parents. So, you are referring to third person. That means that too in plural. So, what will you use? The guests sleep in theirs. That means parents, they adjust with me, and guests sleep in the parents' room. So, is this clear to you? will not be using apostrophe and marking the difference between possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns. Okay. Now coming to next is demonstrative possessives. We have learnt about the words demonstratives. Demonstrative means the pointers. And what are those words? Can you tell me? Yes, this, that, these, those. Perfect. And there is like such word also you have to introduce. So these are the 5 words which are demonstrative pronouns. And do you remember? These are demonstrative adjectives also, children. What is the difference? The same word. See, in possessive pronouns, I showed you that the words are different. Like my becomes mine, our becomes ours. But here the words are also different. Demonstrative pronouns, the words this, that, these, those, such. These are demonstrative adjectives also. Difference is, what you have to remember is, it should not be followed by a noun. If a noun is coming after such word, it means it is an adjective. So words like this, these, that, those. Let us read the sentences, you'll get to know the difference. I said this is our school. So what is the word immediately after this? Look at this. It's not a noun. So this is a pronoun. But if you look at this school, what is school that is coming immediately after the word this? It is a noun. So it becomes demonstrative adjective. The same word. These pencils are hard. The word following these is a noun. So it is an adjective. But if you look here, these are hard pencils. It is not a noun. So this is a pronoun. Got it? The same difference as you learned for possessive pronouns, the same will be followed for demonstrative pronouns, demonstrative adjectives, and still another point to come is interrogative pronouns and interrogative adjectives. There also will follow the same rule. So let's do an exercise. Choose the correct pronouns from those given. I can't eat these as its. Oh, we are talking about singular. How can I say these? I'll say this. Whose house is that? Because we are talking about just one house. These look great. I think I'll buy one. So that look great. If you are looking at one, you cannot say I'll buy one. That means you are looking at many and then you are saying I'll buy one out of it. So it will be these look great. And one more thing you can check out is look at the verb here. It is without S. That means we are talking about a plural subject. Next, this book isn't good, but that is great because we are talking about singular. Next, whose shoes are, of course, plural, those. Why are they lying in the hallway? Right? So it seems with your answers you have understood. Now coming to interrogative pronouns, I said the same difference will be covering in interrogative pronouns and interrogative adjectives. What are interrogative pronouns? The question words are interrogative pronouns. And which question words? All? No. Only the question words which are used in place of nouns. For example, I say, who is she? So who is used in place of a name here, right? That is why that is a pronoun. Which is your pen? Now here, which I am referring to something. That means it is again an interrogative pronoun. But if I say, why are you late? Am I using the question word why for a noun? No, it's not replacing any noun. That is why it is not an interrogative pronoun. But still, there's a difference between interrogative pronouns and interrogative adjectives. What is that? If I say, which is your pen, which is your book, which is your house, which is your home. The same question I can put in another way as, which home is yours, which house is yours. Now, in both the sentences, I am using the same question word, right? But remember the rule I have taught for possessive adjectives pronouns and demonstrative adjectives pronouns. Same here. What is the word immediately after it? It's not a noun. So this will be your interrogative pronoun. But when you look at this question in the same sense, you see which? Whom. You see a noun here. Okay, that means this is interrogative adjective. That's it, right? Let's read some examples here. What is your project? No noun after it. So it is interrogative. Good, pronoun. But what project did you plan? Here is a noun. So it is an interrogative adjective. Good answer. This shows you have understood the difference. So let's do an exercise for you. Fill in the blanks with suitable interrogative pronouns. Dash has read the book. Who has read the book? Yes, perfect. Next, did he give the letter to? Who? Whom did he give the letter to? Whom shows the object. Okay. Next, did he give the, next, is at the door. That's again the subjective form. So who is at the door? For subjective form we use who. For objective form we use whom. Next, here are the pens. Which do you want? Here are the pens. Which do you want? Next, did he tell? What did he tell? Very good. So you know the different question words and their uses, that means. So can we move ahead now? Okay. Now next comes is reflexive pronouns, and we'll be doing emphatic pronouns together. Reflexive and emphatic pronouns have ditto same words, right? The words like for first person we have myself, ourselves. Whenever we are talking about the pronoun in plural, we will use VES. When it is singular, it will be F only. Like myself is singular, ourselves is plural. Then come to you. For you, we have your. You is also same, your is also same. So your, these reflexive emphatic pronouns are also same, but it is yourself when it is one singular, yourselves when it is plural, right? So it is your self in singular, your selves in plural. Remember this. Now coming to third person, himself, herself, itself. All these are singular, so self. But when we talk about plural third person, it is themselves. So VES when we are talking about plural. Okay. So these words are reflexive pronouns also, emphatic pronouns also. Emphatic pronouns are also called, yes, it is given, emphasizing pronouns also, right? But what is the difference when the words are same? What you have to remember is when you pick out the pronoun, just look at the verb, just look at its subject, the doer of that action, and then look at the object also. If the doer of the action is also the receiver of the action, then it is reflexive. Reflexive word comes from the word reflection, children. What happens in reflection? You are science students, you know. Something that goes, come backs, it reverts back, right? So reflexive word comes from the word reflection. That means the doer of action is actually the receiver of action also. In such cases, the pronouns are reflexive pronouns. For example, suppose I am walking in dark and I just hit to a wall by mistake. So, did somebody hurt me? No, I got hurt, right? I got hurt on my toe or on my knee. What happened? Did somebody hurt me? No. Who hurt? I hurt. And whom did I hurt? I hurt myself. So I am the doer of action also. I was walking in dark. I should not have done. I was the doer of action, and the action of hurting came back to me. But if somebody pushes you, who is hurting you? The other person is hurting you. Who is the receiver of action? You are the receiver of action. So the doer and receiver are different. So when the doer of the action is the receiver of action also. If you look into the mirror, whom do you see? Yourself. So I say, I looked myself. That means the work of looking is also done by me. And whom am I looking at? I'm looking at myself. So receiver is also me. So such pronouns in these sentences are called reflexive pronouns. But if I say, I talked to the teacher myself. Now let's see what is the action there. Talking. Who is talking? I. To whom am I talking? I am talking to the teacher. So the receiver of action, teacher, and the doer of action, I. Are they the same? No ways they are different. So when I say I talked myself to the teacher, I talked to the teacher myself, I myself talked to the teacher, I am using the word myself only to lay emphasis. That is why it becomes emphasizing or emphatic pronoun. Is that clear to you? Let me repeat what you have to do. So first pick out the verb, see who is doing that action, and then see who is receiving that action. If they are same, it is reflexive because the receiver and the doer are same. The action is reflecting back. So it is reflexive pronoun. But if they are different, that means it is emphasizing or emphatic pronoun. Clear? Let's read some. I closed the door myself. Now what is the action? Let us pick out the verb here. Closed. Who closed? I. I is the doer. And what did I close? I closed the door. So do you think I and door are same? No, they are different. That is why this word myself is emphasizing. I'm just putting the emphasis. I'm laying importance to it that it was done by me alone. Okay, nobody else. But if I say I injured myself, please help yourself. So who is helping? You are helping. Whom are you helping? Yourself. So it is the same. That means the doer and the receiver are same. Here who is hurting, injuring? I. And whom am I injuring? Myself. So they are the same. That is why these words are reflexive pronouns. I hope the difference is clear to you. Are you sure? Are you enjoying learning? Good. I'm happy to see the response. Now let's do an exercise then to check out what you have understood. Fill in the blanks with correct reflexive or emphatic pronouns. So let's see. I. For I, which emphatic or reflexive pronoun do you use? Myself. Yes. I myself saw him there. He will do it himself. Good. For he, we use him. She dash made the mistake. She herself made the mistake. Okay, now this is about the formation you can do, I am sure. But you tell me, if I talk about this sentence, she herself made the mistake. What pronoun, which pronoun is it? Is it reflexive or emphatic? Let's find out. This is emphatic. Let's find out how. What is the action being done here? Made. Who made? She made. What did she make? She made a mistake. She didn't make herself. She made, what did she make? She made a mistake. So she and the mistake are two different things. That is why your word herself is just laying emphasis and it is emphatic pronoun. Is that clear? So I hope the rest three you can do yourself. Can we move ahead now? Okay, I hope you are enjoying. We still have more to learn in kinds of pronouns which we'll be looking ahead in the next session to continue. Till then, happy learning, children.